This is WP TV.
Welcome back to the desk. We've got the hockey crew to talk about what's going on in the NHL right now. First off, the Rangers and Devils rivalry continues this Saturday when both teams face off. Jennifer, the Devils are in the lead of the Metro Division. What do they have to do to keep this lead?
All right, well, looking at the graphic now comparing the Devils and Rangers, they're playing this Saturday coming up. Points, Devils have currently 36, Rangers 32. Rangers are like a little lower, but not by much. Don't let that fool you. Goals, Devils have 84 and Rangers 91. Goals against, Devils are sitting at 2.94, and Rangers are at 3.05, and power play percent, Devils are at 21, and Rangers are also at 21. Devils are currently sitting number 1 with 36 points, but the Rangers are right behind them, only 4 points less, but sitting number 6, so the division is tight. The Devils are starting Kincaid off on Saturday, and he has goals against average 3.92%. And Lundqvist is back with the flu, but he's starting on Saturday, so it should be interesting, but it's going to be a tight game.
Sticking with the Metropolitan Division, Riggi, playoffs, not too close, but not too far at the same time. Never too early to look at the playoff race.
Never.
Who's coming out of the Metropolitan Division?
Well, the Metropolitan Division is a very interesting division, as always. We take a look at the graphic right here. You see the New Jersey Devils sitting at a 36-point lead, and then you have a 4-way tie for second place between the Blue Jackets, the New York Islanders, the Washington Capitals, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And then in 5th place are the Rangers with 32 points. That's just showing the top 5. You have the Flyers and the Hurricanes, which are still just close with 29 and 27 points as well. So this is a tight division. I think the Blue Jackets are really good, and they're looking like they're going to make it out of this as the top of the division. But it's so tight; it's anyone's division right now. The bottom can easily get 4 wins in the division and climb up to number 1.
Josh?
I mean, I have to agree with him. This is a very, very tight division, and it's going to be coming down to the wire. When you look at the end of the season, I think when we look at the standings, the team in last place will not be far from the wild card, the second wild card spot. So I think it's going to be a fun division to watch, and we have to keep an eye out on all teams.
Matt, no love for your Islanders so far.
Absolutely not. Well, it really is anyone's division. There's a 4-way tie for second place. I mean, all those teams had 35 points. It's literally going to come down to the wire. I think we'll likely be counting the division winner until probably the third to last game of the season. And yet, to reiterate Josh's point, the division winner will probably not be separated by double digits in terms of the team at the bottom. It's going to be this close for the rest of the season, and I can't wait for it.
Jennifer, who do you have?
A team that definitely stands out for me, Tampa Bay Lightning. They are fire this season. Stamkos, definitely a leading player for me with 41 points for the team and 27 assists. Currently, the league average for a power play is 9.5%, and Tampa Bay has 28.3. There's no reason that they should get this division.
Sticking with you for the Atlantic Division, how does the division look? What's the playoff race in that division looking like?
Well, right behind Tampa Bay Lightning is Maple Leafs, and they're 18-10 currently. Next is the Canadiens, and then Bruins. Also, they're a little lower, but somehow they always find their way in the division, so it's tight.
Matt, who do you got winning the division?
Oh, Tampa Bay, all the way. I mean, their start has been nothing short of phenomenal. I think Kucherov and Stamkos average more than 2 points a game so far. They're carrying that team. Their power play is in the top of the league. Their goaltender is already elite caliber after taking the starting reins in the second half of last season. I mean, it's their division to lose. If another team is going to creep up, it's going to be because Tampa Bay's inconsistency fails.
I think another team that's going to jump in is going to be Toronto, who's in second place. When you have Austin Matthews, a young guy who's putting up amazing points.
Second week in a row, you're trying to just step on
exactly.
my flow
Yes,
here,
no,
okay?
because I do agree that Toronto's going to run away with this division. I don't think Tampa's going to last. I think.
But how are they going to do that when you have Frederik Andersen's inconsistency in net, dude? Their defense is young. They're giving up way too many shots on goal.
No, I do agree, but they just have the offensive power in Toronto. Now, don't get me wrong. Tampa does have a strong offensive power with Kucherov and Stamkos. But I just like the Toronto's energy, and I love the energy that the fans bring to the stadium.
It is great. They're a young
and I just
team.
love everything that they do.
They'll get there. I don't think this is their year yet, but yes, down the road, I'll agree with that.
Matt, we'll keep it with you. The Central Division, Who is looking like they're going to make it to the playoffs?
Well, the Central Division's a little bit more separated, but if you take a look at the graph here, you have the 3 top teams in St. Louis, Nashville, and Winnipeg separated by just 2 points in total. Now, the Dallas Stars are kind of hanging around there, and the overrated Minnesota Wild will fall even lower than they are right now. But it's going to be a battle between those 3 teams, St. Louis, Nashville, and the surprise Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg has had a deep farm system for a couple of seasons, and now they're kind of reaping the rewards of that. They've only had 1 playoff appearance since moving back to Winnipeg, but that should change at the end of this year. Will they stay in the 3rd seed? That remains to be seen. But between St. Louis and Nashville, I got Nashville all the way.
Jennifer, who do you have from this division?
I'm definitely going to say Nashville. They're strong. They're last year, literally in the Stanley Cup. They want to get there. They want the cup. So definitely Nashville.
Josh?
I guess I'm going to be agreeing with all of them too. Definitely Nashville. They have.
For once.
They're hungry. They're hungry this year. You know, they went to the Stanley Cup. They fell short, but this year they're very hungry for the Stanley Cup, and I think that this year that they're going to have a better chance than most teams in the Western Conference.
Riggi?
I'm going to agree. Nashville is definitely, they won the Western Conference last year. They have that playoff experience now. Almost all their team has stayed the same, couple additions. So I feel like those additions will add and help them get that cup win that they've wanted last year.
Keeping it on this side of the desk, Josh, the final division, the Pacific Division, what's it looking like?
This is my favorite division to talk about. Let's go to the graphic real quick. The reason why I love this division so much is because of the brand new team, the Vegas Golden Knights, and they're looking really hot right now, which is, it comes as a shock to all of us, but I say the Kings come out on top. In the past 10 games, they're on a 7-game win streak. They're 10-3-1 on the road, which is crazy to think about. You know, most teams don't do well on the road, but they always find a way. Best penalty kill in the league, also the best goals against average. Jonathan Quick is on fire, and I love it, and I do think the Kings are going to be a team that we all have to watch out for.
Riggi, who do you got from the division?
I think it's going to be, sadly, as I say, the Kings. I think the Knights definitely take that second spot. They have that momentum that they've built this first part of the season. They keep it going. They can easily get second, or if not, they're a definite wild card contender team.
Matt, who do you have taking this division?
Absolutely Kings. I mean, the last couple of seasons have been uncharacteristic for them. A couple of their players, Kopitar, Dustin Brown, haven't been producing as well. They're back this year. Jonathan Quick is back this year, and they're continually at the top of the league in terms of possession stats, and they're a really good 5-on-5 team. Their road record speaks for itself. Their home record will catch up. But the Vegas Golden Knights, yeah, they will linger in those top 3 seeds. They're off to the best start of all time for an expansion franchise. That's going to continue for them. It's going to be a fun division.
Definitely going to be a fun league to watch as we have plenty of season left. That's all we have for this season of WP Sports Desk. Thank you to our analyst, crew, and studio manager, Al Clarke. From Studio B in Hobart Hall, I'm Turner-Demondo, and we'll see you next season.